Good morning, friends. Welcome back to GM Philosophy in the Morning. I'm the GM Philosopher. Happy Monday. Today we are reacting to a homebrew magic item that was created as a part of a contest that I launched in our Discord. You can join the GM Philosophy Discord free. Link is in the description. But we ran a magical wondrous item artifact content creation contest. We run these types of creative contests about once every 2 weeks. We've done, 2-page dungeons. We've done one-page local villains and their diabolical pets, like different things like that. This is the third contest we have run, and it is wondrous magical item or artifact, and it has to be one page, PDF format, and it needed to include 3 details. The 3 details were as follows: troll, chain, and constellation. These had to be included as some kind of element. They could be included in an image, as a word, part of the description. They could be included as part of the background. It could really be left up to the creative person's creativity, but there just had to be something pointing to those elements within the creation. So there were, I believe, 11 people who entered the contest. And what happens is, everyone turns in their creations, and then we have vote-offs. This one had, I believe, 3 rounds of voting, 2 rounds of 4, and then 1 round of 3. And then the finalists from those rounds competed against each other for the final vote-off. And the winner was Chain of Stellar Wrath, Thorr the Starbinder, created by Kelf. Shout out to Kelf. So let's dive in and take a look at this creation. Now, you can find a link in the description to Kelf's creations. Kelf is a website with some creations there, and you're going to find that link in the description. But let's go through this creation. This is really awesome. Now, right away, you're going to notice kind of the dark background. The graphics included in this are pretty amazing. I can see down here that there's an art credit to Mid-Journey, and then we have Kelf's Corner, custom creations up here in the corner. So Kelf certainly laid this out in an awesome, very professional looking way. And to be honest, I think that is part of what made us stand out. But let's take a look and go closer, looking at the actual abilities of the magic items and basically the overall creative bent here. Now, I already see there's a chain here, so boom, the chain part of the equation is satisfied. There's also some stars back here. So even just in the visuals, we can see that 2 of the 3 base details, 2 of the 3 launchpad details, if you were covered. But let's go ahead and take a read here. So first of all, Chain of Stellar Wrath. Weapon, whip. Artifact requires attunement by a creature of giant type or a follower of the giant pantheon. Martial weapon, melee weapon. 10 pounds, 1d8 slashing plus 1d6 fire, finesse and reach. This divine chain whip, forged by the fire giant shaman Thorr, is composed of glowing star-like links imbued with celestial fire. Each link reflects a constellation. There's that word constellation, so we are confirmed Constellation is in this. Shifting faintly as though alive and radiates a fiery aura. Created to strike down trolls. There we go, trolls. It is in there. Boom. Kelf satisfied all 3 of the detail sort of launchpad creative prompt requirements. So boom. Created to strike down trolls and halt their regeneration. The weapon channels the heaven's wrath through its blazing attacks, embodying Thorvir's divine crusade against the enemies of the Jotun. I would also like to note that if you'd like to include this item in one of your games, there's a link to the PDF in the description. This is available for free. You can grab it off my Google Drive and download it, courtesy of Kelf. Thank you so much. If you want to give Kelf a thank you, you can visit the link to his website in the description, or you can jump in the Discord. The link to that's in the description. You can thank him yourself and tell him how awesome his creation was. And there are many other awesome creations that you can find that are not necessarily featured here. We're not featuring all of them. We're focusing on the winner of the contest in this particular review video, but just so you know, it's available down in the description. So let's continue with our review. So Constellation alignment. Once per short rest, as a bonus action, you can align the weapon to a specific constellation, unlocking a temporary effect for 1 minute. Okay, so once per short rest. I was about to say, man, that seems like you could do it a lot as a bonus action, but you only unlock a temporary effect for 1 minute. So That seems more balanced. Okay, Scorching Flame. The fire damage increases by 2d6, and your attacks ignite flammable objects not being worn or carried. Additionally, the creature takes 2d6 additional fire damage at the start of their next turn as lingering flames scorch them. The flames can be extinguished as an action. Then we have Heaven's Chains. On a successful attack, the target is restrained by the radiant chains. D20 strength check to escape. Ooh, that's a high escape check. While restrained, the target takes 2d8 radiant damage at the start of their turn, and any attempt to teleport or plane shift automatically fails. So we have like a binding type spell type thing going on here. So that is exceptionally powerful. Just right offhand, I mean, the Scorching Flame attack is powerful, but this Heaven's Change I would see this as being exceptionally powerful. Now we have Blazing August. Let's take a look at that. The chain forms a protective aura around you. You gain immunity to fire damage and a +4 bonus to AC. Oh, so it's like a defensive thing. As a reaction, when a creature within 15 feet of you is hit by an attack, you can interpose the chain, reducing the damage by 2d10 plus your con modifier. That's a lot of damage negation. So, and keep in mind, you can only choose one of these with the bonus action. So basically, you choose it, at the beginning of combat, and you would have it for the combat, but you would need to do a short rest to change it, it sounds like. Okay, let's go on to Stellar Light here. This weapon sheds bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light for an additional 20 feet. As a bonus action, you can intensify this light, forcing all creatures within 30 feet to make a DC 16 con saving throw or be blinded until the end of their turn. Now, when it says the weapon sheds bright light, so it's like, okay, so we have the light part of it, right? But then as a bonus action, you can intensify this light, forcing all creatures within 30 feet to make a DC 16 con saving throw or be blinded until the end of their next turn. So that sounds like something you could do every single turn with your bonus action. It also affects friendlies, so it's very situational, but actually pretty powerful, especially since you can keep doing it. You could render enemies blind for several turns in a row. All right, Giant's Wrath. Against creatures of the giant type, the chain deals an extra 2d8 radiant damage. Against trolls, it deals an additional 2d8 fire damage instead. That's pretty cool, and that feels pretty balanced, actually. Let's see here. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe these are just... I'm trying to think. So we have the 3 constellations here. Scorching Flame, Heaven's Chains, Blazing August. Is Stellar Light, Giant's Wrath, and Seared Mark, are they also constellations? I don't think they are. They do not have these bullet point things in front of them, and they do not have the semicolon, or I'm sorry, the colon after them. That makes me think that these are just other abilities. So it sounds like you could do Stellar Light, or I'm sorry, Giant's Wrath, and Scorching Flame. So Scorching Flame, Heaven's Chains, and Blazing August, they're like, you choose the one you want to use to align up the constellation, but then you have Stellar Light, Giant's Wrath, and Seared Mark that you can also use as bonus type abilities, is what it looks like to me. So I think that I was comparing these, but they could be used at the same time. Okay, so let's take a look at Seared Mark. Once per long rest, when you hit this weapon, you can brand a creature with the chain. I think it means when you hit with this weapon, I think. The mark glows faintly, allowing you to track the creature for 24 hours as long as it remains on the same plane of existence. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, that's very cool. All right, so we have the 3 constellations, but then there's 3 other abilities you could use, right, in conjunction with those 3 abilities. So this is a very powerful magic artifact. So right away, I'm looking at this item and I'm thinking, this is so powerful. Putting this into a game, giving this to a player would be so incredibly powerful. All of these different abilities attuned to that one player. This is definitely something I would kind of like hold out to give players until higher levels. I'm thinking around level 12, 13 is when I would probably make this available in the game to even get. But think about putting this on a bad guy. Think about an evil creature using this. This would be so destructive. Actually, I really like it as something that you could put on like a big bad, make them even bigger and badder. Okay, so I really think that is a cool thought, and I think that's the direction I would go in. I would send a villain toward them who has this item. They would have to fight, overcome this villain, and then boom, they get the weapon as loot. With that being said, I just want to take a quick moment to let you know, if you ever struggle with those random plot arcs on the fly while your characters are playing, doing unexpected things, like picking up the chain of Stellar Wrath that you did not expect them to find, or you didn't expect them to get, do you ever just have players doing things and you think to yourself, what is going on here? How am I gonna reconfigure my plan? Well, hey, I have something that'll help you with that. This is a free ebook I give out to anyone who signs up for my mailing list. It's called The GM Philosopher's Ultimate Plot Randomizer. Ignite your campaign with endless adventure. This ebook contains 4 D100 tables that'll let you random roll plot arcs on the fly. Roll on the hook table, the complication table, the climax table, and even on the wild and wacky table to throw plot arcs in that your players will never see coming. If your players are basically doing stuff that's running into territory you did not plan on gaming in, you think to yourself, man, what am I going to do? What is the plot now? You can grab this ebook, make a few quick rolls, and boom, you will have plot hooks for days. The link for this is in the description. If you join my email list, basically what you'll do is you'll get an autoresponder email that'll come directly after you sign up. It'll have the download link to this ebook in it. Boom, you can download that for free, and then you'll be on my email list. I send out things like GM tips, fun homebrewed stat blocks, essays about being a game master, and all kinds of other cool things, including channel updates and whatnot. So it's a great time, and you get the free ebook out of it, which you can print out, keep with your stuff, and you will never be left without a plot arc again. All right, now let's dive back in and finish our review of Kelf's amazing magic weapon here. Now let's move on to the Thorr the Starbinder part, okay? So Thorr, known as the Starbinder, was a fire giant shaman born during an era when the Jotun clashed with numerous monstrous races. Among these enemies were the trolls, creatures whose unnatural resilience and feral nature made them relentless foes. Thorr, deeply spiritual and attuned to the cosmic order, viewed Vaprak, the god of the trolls, as an intruder in the divine hierarchy of the Jotun pantheon. He saw trolls not as mere pests, but as an affront to the balance of the heavens. Guided by celestial visions, Thorr embarked on a pilgrimage to the peaks of the Eternal Flame, an ancient volcanic range sacred to the fire giants. There he constructed a forge fueled by both the volcanic heart of the mountains and the light of the stars. Calling upon celestial entities, Thorr forged the Chain of Stellar Wrath, a weapon imbued with the fire of the Jotun and the power of the constellations. With this weapon, Thorr began a crusade, seeking out troll dens and strongholds, burning them to ash, and branding the heavens with his victories. As the years passed, Thorvir's name became both revered and feared. Trollkind whispered tales of the flaming chain that could blind even their gods. When Thorr grew old, he foresaw his own death in the stars. Refusing to let his weapon fall into unworthy hands, he entrusted the chain to the heavens, performing a final ritual atop his volcanic forge. The chain ascended into the sky, hidden in a celestial vault guarded by the remnants of Thorvir's fiery spirit. Okay, so that last little bit of lore was actually super cool. Very on point. And I have to say, I love the fire giant lore element of it, and then like the using like the troll kind as sort of the fuel for part of the reason for why Thorr created the Chain of Stellar Wrath. And I love the theme of this, but this makes me rethink the way I would introduce this. Thinking back on it now, I don't think knowing this lore I would send it in with a bad guy because it was hidden in that celestial vault. I feel like that celestial vault would be an adventure, like a dungeon crawl or like a puzzle or a role play session, sort of an adventure arc where the players would need to go there. Maybe there are other treasures there, so every player could get something pretty awesome. When you reach the point in your campaign where the players, their characters need really powerful weapons, go up to the celestial vault guarded by the remnants of Thorr. You either need to defeat him or he needs to approve of you. You need to be worthy. Then you go into the vault. The Chain of Stellar Wrath is in there along with some other very powerful magic items. That's the way I would go. I'd design an adventure where they're going to encounter the fiery spirit of Thorr. And then if they pass his tests, then they would get to enter the vault. If they don't, you know what? He might take the Chain of Stellar Wrath and just whoop up on them a little bit. Now, speaking of adventures, I do have one more thing to share with you that will help you to create amazing adventures on the fly. If you love random tables and you love adventures, then guess what? You're going to love this ebook. This ebook is called The GM Philosopher's Ultimate Adventure Generator. This is a massive collection of 163 random roll tables on 310 print-friendly pages. This ebook is massive and contains random roll tables to help you with nearly every part of adventure creation. Selecting adventure theme, defining the main quest, choose the setting location, identify the main antagonist, determine key NPCs, generate obstacles and challenges, and so on and so on. And look at all the random tables Some of these tables are, D12, D6, D10, but then if you'll see, there are D100 tables too. There's a plug and play quest lines D100 table in chapter 2. Let me quickly show you what that looks like. If we scroll down here to chapter 2, we can see there's a main quest types table, quest beneficiary, quest motivations, all of it. Then we scroll all the way down here to the end of the chapter and we get the plug and play quest lines D100 table, literally 100 plug and play quest lines. And that's just in the second chapter. Anyway, I make this ebook available on my personal bookstore for just $5.99. If you love random tables, you love to print them out, and you don't want to pay exorbitant amounts of money for books that are expensive and really cut into that budget, well, hey, that's exactly why I created the Ultimate Adventure Generator. Link is in the description. Click through, buy the downloadable PDF on my personal bookstore for $5.99, have literally random tables for days to help you with every single aspect of adventure creation. And that's also an awesome way to support my channel, because when I sell ebooks, it helps to support my channel. It helps me to create more, even better content and expand the reach. And so, boom, I am so super appreciative of every single person who clicks through and purchases. And hey, if you want to support the channel and you click through and you buy that, consider me supported. Thank you so much. I am eternally grateful to you, awesome people. With that being said, I'd like to put my finishing thoughts on Kelf's creation. My official review is that I actually really love this item. I love the layout of the PDF. I love the colors. Just the design is really aesthetically attractive. And then we get into the depth of the abilities. There are the 3 constellations, plus the 3 other activated abilities is what it seems like they are basically of the weapon. Plus we get the lore of Thorr the Starbinder, and then also that aspect of putting it into the adventure in the Celestial Vault, guarded by the spirit of Thorr. It just makes for a really cool, immersive item that you could take and directly insert into your games. But not just insert into your games. That could also give you a quest seed. Like you could make this weapon literally into a quest when you combine it with the lore. And it is very high powered. I would probably really caution against giving this to a lower level party. It could actually make combats very difficult to balance. I personally am not super worried about that kind of thing. I kind of like to give powerful items to my players, but this is like, even for me, this is a level more powerful than I usually give to my players. So I would hold off until like level 12 or something, and I would make sure that they run that quest of going to meet the fiery spirit of Thorr at the Celestial Vault before they're allowed to get it. And I'd fill that vault with other awesome items, and I would make a collection of them. So boom, there you have it. You can find Kelf's Creations link down in the description if you'd like to see more of Kelf's Creations. You can find this magic item PDF downloadable for free in the description as well. Make sure you download that, and hey, join the Discord and give Kelf a shout out. Let him know that you really appreciate and love his cool, creative magic weapon here. This is really, really cool. And congrats to Kelf for winning the contest. And with that being said, that is going to be it for this one. Happy Monday. I'm here every single day at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time, creating videos about the best game in the world, D&D. And Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, I go live for Coffee Break Live in the afternoon. So I will see you at 1 p.m. today. Roll some D100s for me at your next session, and I will catch you guys on the next one.